So welcome to the first Nomad cast of the day. This is the 1000 to 1250 bracket, and we have Cunning, Linguist versus Matarifes. Looking at the TC placements, they are really spread out here. This is almost like Lombardia or Arabia placement of TCs, except they're actually enemies are up against each other. We have Sick here and Paniello over here. Then we have Oxen on the edge here and Randy Panda here himself. And that's kind of bad news for Randy Panda and Oxen because they have this ditch in the middle here. They could actually have some fairly safe fish here if they decide to dock in this area at some point, although it's not optimal. It's going to take a while for the other team to spot that. But on the other hand, once your opponents start expanding and booming to this direction and over here, then you're in a pinch if you're Oxen and Randy Panda, because you essentially you could get walled in here, both in the north and the south. So definitely favoring Matarifes starting positions here. Let's just speed it up a bit because the Dark Age of Nomad isn't generally all that eventful. Just have a little look at the scouting. You see Paniello going for a really long walk with the villager here, but bringing along some cows on the way is fine. It's actually not staying with the shorefish with the shorefishing villager, which is peculiar to me, but there's probably a reason for it. Alright, so let's see for the others as well. We have Oxen here with the Hans. Sadly, Hans is probably the worst civ to get random on Nomad because you start with 100 less wood. You still have wood for a TC, but your dock will be delayed, so that's why Oxen is behind the villager numbers here. The others are probably already fishing away and doing their thing here. As for Sick, dropping the dock close to the TC. Now for Nomad, you want to, if you can, you want to dock near the corners because there's more deep fish and an easier expansion. There's just a couple of tiles of deep fish here, right, for them for Sick, so that's not exactly Sick fish boom for the green player here. But yeah, it's gonna be okay. Now we have a few legions kicking in, but finally Randy Panda here in the south already walling off with houses, confining himself to the corner here, and seems to have a plan to fight for water here with the Indians. Now let's slow it down a bit because we've reached the villages. So 2 docks for Randy Panda, and is producing fire galleys out of both as well. So Randy Panda taking some responsibility for water here. Oxen will be delaying that feudalage a bit, might not actually invest too much into water here. There's that one dock and walling off here as well. I'm not sure what the idea is here. But yeah, maybe just wants to complete the walls in the event of a landing or something. Could, in that case, wall towards the edge of the shoreline. But who are we to judge? Oxen seems to have the economy running here as well. 4 on gold. Might be aiming for a kind of a fast castle style play here. But now let's look at the sea and the shore here, how Randy Panda is doing. 1-on-1 fighting versus Paniello here, but as far as I know, Paniello only has one dock down south. There's one in the north as well, but that's a long travel for the fire ships if they're going that direction. Gets the trade there, but Randy Panda takes out one as well, and has more fire galleys in the queue here, so that should be... I think Paniello should be outnumbered here. We do have Sick here with the Byzantines though, which has that bonus working for them with the faster firing fire galleys, fire ships, etc. So with that in mind, I think it's going to be tough for Randy Panda, even being earliest to the fuel age here and with 2 docks earlier on, to take control of water. He is investing though even a 3rd dock here to get that eco running. Which tells me that Oxen probably will be mainly focusing on land here, trying for a fast-ish castle and get to either the knights or cav archers. We might be seeing some scouts here as well because here's a stable from Oxen. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for Randy Panda here against 2 players focusing on water. Actually, yeah, being outnumbered, they're 6-2. I think Matarifes already have kind of won water, but that's in a way to be expected as well. They have Byzantines and Malay, pretty crazy naval civs actually in combination. And yeah, no wonder the Malay player is investing into more docks here. Really wants to control water for the eventual multiple fish traps, fish boom going here. Yeah, it looks like Randy Panda will be losing the naval fights here. It's a ginormous investment on water for Matarifes, so they're both investing heavily into water, and Randy Panda gets some beautiful demo shots in there with demolition rafts. Oh, hit them! Get him! Oh, 3 for 1! Well, or 1 for 3 rather. Nice! But it's not quite enough to take back water here. Oxen does have some fire galleys, so they're not giving up here. Bringing a boar here as well, but all in all, Cunning Linguist seem in a better spot here. The villager counts or eco unit counts are comparable, 77 to 81 here. And it's going to be Oxen reaching the Catholics first, with the Knights in production here. Or soon, at least, once the cast stage kicks in. So you have 2 stables or just the one? Just 1 stable, but that's being blocked by the market here, so that's a bit unfortunate. But getting the upgrades, definitely going to play the cavalry card here. Panello, in the meantime, still plays extended field age here and just tries to be plain annoying across Randy Panda's walls here. So this is just begging for a huge demolition shot here. With ships staying this close, so maybe Randy Panda will get another beautiful one here, but definitely outnumbered on water now. 7, 9 total. Oxen may lose the fish as well once Panelo joins in here. But there's the gas station, and Oxen is queuing at least a couple of nights here and extending the farm eco. Perks of being the Huns is that you don't need to build houses, so sustaining fish and TC and army production is just so much easier with the Huns, never risking idle time due to pop-capped situations. Another demolition hit, so some value at last for Randy Panda. Score in favor of Cunning Linguist here as well. Let's see what this land investment will do for Oxen here. So Oxen, kinda limited scouting, should know that there might be something up here. There are some farms here within line of sight. We have Indians on the way up as well, but Indians versus Byzantines with the mighty cheaper halberdiers and skirmishers for that matter. Kind of counters both Indians and Huns here in that sense. But here we are with Oxen with some knights out raiding here on land. Gonna get some villagers of sick here on the gold. Important villagers being taken out here as the Byzantine player is going for the crossbows. But Randy Panda is fairly close, so that makes sense. Hello, Magnolia! Casting some Nomad today. Nice haircut. Yeah, thank you. I was getting kind of hot with lots of hair in the summer weather, so I had to do something about it. Great forward by Oxen here now, lacking that +2 defense, which can be an issue against crossbow numbers, so Oxen will need to consider getting that ASAP, but did get 5 builders here, did actually effectively take Sick completely off gold. I think it did. So, here comes Panelo with the Malay Elephant, which is, funnily enough, one of the better cavalry choices you can make in the Castle Age. With Malay, the Knights just won't cut it because they only get the Feudal Age armor. And a bit of a 2 vs 1 here with the Elephants providing a meat shield in front of the enemy units so that the crossbows can fire from behind. We're lacking some upgrades here though. We have crossbows with not even fletching here. Could be a gold issue for Sick after being taken off gold completely there from the raids. So actually, Oxen doesn't need to, if he checks the upgrades here, he doesn't need to be worried about engaging at all. If the +1/+1 is in here, +2 right around the corner, they're only spears and they're crossbows without attack upgrades. So just go for it, just dive in and you'll kill these rather easily. Yeah, definitely just patrol in here. Maybe try and focus the spears first and not the crossbows, otherwise the spears would get free hits in here. But just because of the upgrades, Oxen is going to get more than decent trades here anyway. Risks losing to conversions now, so pulling away, which is a good call. But great fight for Oxen there. Really diminishing the numbers of Sick. Extending the economy here also for both Randy Panda and Oxen, but Randy Panda's eco expansion here is going to be significantly, yeah, obstructed here. Let's say that. The castle gets abandoned for now. 2 castle foundations abandoned here for Sick. He seems to not quite be able to make up his mind here, but Oxen will either need to, maybe you should just go raid the Malay eco here, because there's lots of farm eco for the Malay here for some reason. They're controlling water, might as well just place the fish traps. But anyway, the elephants are down here. They're gonna eat up Indians. Maybe they don't know Oxen's location. They don't know too much about Oxen, so why not just double up on the Indians so you don't need to worry about cavalry archers from the Indians or the Imperial camels to slaughter your buildings. 2 TCs killed by the fat boys here. And let's see, for the Eco KD as well, should probably be pretty nice for Panelo now, 8-1, but Sick has lost 13 villagers. So definitely some good raiding done by Oxen with the Knights as well. Ooh, Oxen with the forward castle now. Not ambitious enough in my opinion. You could drop it on the gold or you could drop it on the wood line, but this is kind of probably just trying to hide it away here. It's not quite working because Byzantines, they get free town watch. So Byzantines, this would have been out of the line of sight if this wasn't the Byzantines or if the player didn't have town watch, but they do. Looking at the numbers of villagers building, Sick is going to get this tanky Byzantines castle up first here. He's committing more villagers as well, just to make sure that this just doesn't happen. Shouldn't, anyway. Here comes the castle finally for Sick. How much stone has this guy been collecting? Is he gonna go for the cataphracts here against Huns and Indians? That would be kind of interesting. But yeah, defensive castle goes up first. Oxen with an unfinished castle here, aka Doubt Castle. Or is it? Still no fletching for Sick, by the way. Not that he's been investing a lot into archers, but you need those upgrades. Yeah, it doesn't go up. So you could wall this foundation in, or you could just petard it down, or do whatever. Yeah, it's dropping some houses and stuff here to make it awkward for Oxen to finish this one, but he probably won't anyway, because it would just be costing too many villagers' lives to finish that one. Randy Panda now escaping to the right-hand side here, has been severely hit at home, losing 16, 17 now villagers, and Matarifes with a 20 villagers lead here now. These elephants just keep eating towns centers here. They don't even have any attack upgrades. So people get your upgrades. There's a decent Malay boom behind this to afford the elephants. We might even see Imperial Age now in not too long, depending. But seems like Panelo is the one better one at producing army consistently here. Yeah, it's gonna take out. Randy is left almost without a TC and is all rebooming dangerously close to Panelo's side here. Keep in mind that the villagers count fishing ships as well, so the actual villagers might not be too different here. But villagers, on the other hand, bring in food essentially from an almost unraidable source. You know, Castle H Camel against elephants, it's better than you'd think, but you need more than one to take out 9 elephants, obviously. Looks like Oxen is slinging a bit here to help the Indians back on track. And he really wants this castle up, but this is a Byzantine castle. It has 2,500 more hit points anyway. So even if this castle goes up, it barely even denies the woodland here. I don't think Sick should even worry about this, because it'll win the castle fight anyway. They're fighting! That's Nomad. Full on mess. Nice Knights raids from Oxen here, but this is gonna be enough. We have Panelo here with almost 100 villagers, and the Indians for Randy Panda down to 23 here. Byzantine Castle, yeah, dealt with this one. And Malay Castle here now for Panelo. First castle, in fact, for the Malay allows you, when you're in the Imperial Age, to research forced levy as well, so you could make 200 swordsmen without spending any gold. And of course, denies the reboom of Randy Panda here, which was dangerously close to blue anyway here. So he's relocating over here. 26 villagers. Indians, they do have cheaper villagers, so it's definitely a good reboom. He keeps moving so close to the enemy here. Bodkin is in for the green player here, but the knights are outnumbering the crossbows here, so Oxen should be winning that one with almost fully upgraded knights here. But the overall map presence is, as I said early in the cast, seeing the positioning is just much better for Matarifes here, because they have the whole land here, while Cunning Linguist are forced up, cramped up in the corners, which is exactly what happened to Randy Panda down here as well. Basically lost the whole base here, and there's nowhere to flee to, so you need to reboom in the north or something. More stables, Indian stables. I mean, if you can get to a decent mass of camels, still not too late to fight these Castle Age Malay elephants. Well, but they are scaringly large in numbers now, 23 of them, compared to what Cunning Linguist have on the field, that is. Yeah, and the stables don't go up. I think Cunning Linguist. I mean, the villager situation is comparable to Matarifes here, so maybe it's not over just yet. But military is going to be a huge issue. 59 to 13 military and map positioning. Not to mention that Randy Panda is at 29 builds here, so Oxen will have to carry hard here for this game to go back into Cunning Linguist's favor. Defensive castle for Oxen, but look, he's got like 15% of Nomad in this corner here. There's very limited how long you can last without gold as well. He has gold over here, which is good. But yeah, it's gonna be rough to hold off against the masses of elephants here though. Thanks for the follow, Gunther der Ringe. And hello, Menschbaba. Hey, Schbulzi. Could you do it on Thursday, maybe? Today I kind of have I already have 2 games from 1250 to 1500 today, and otherwise 1 game from each division. But I think I'm gonna cast more Nomad on Thursday, so hopefully you can be around for that or find it in the VOD later. And thanks for participating for sure. I'm basically doing samples of each division until the semis and finals, where I would want to cast basically everything from all of the divisions. But in the meantime, I'm filling up with games and trying to show the variety through the elos, which is fascinating sometimes how the different elos play out for the Nomad games maps. So yeah, 76 military to 22, but also the eco situation, 40 ahead for Matarifes, Imperial Age 4, Oxen now on the way, but we already have Malay in the Imperial Age, means that we'll likely see Elite Battle Elephant here, because the food and gold is nearly there for Panelo to go for that. But more importantly, with Imperial Age in already, you can make trebs from your castle and take out the one and only defensive castle that Oxen has here. Randy Panda further out to the edge here, and there's not many places Randy Panda can go to recover here. Oxen makes it to Imp, will be doubling up on the Knight's production here, going for Cavalier as well, but the castle is lost. That's kind of the most significant point of defense here. Somehow Oxen is trying to get that easy up on this side as well, with the 1 villager that's snuck over here somehow. But looking kind of tough. Oh, Whimsy! Thanks for the donation. You're keeping your words that you mentioned in Discord. Amazing, man. Thank you so much. So far, only the top.
Let's go.
So far, only the top sections of the tournament has a prize pool, but I'll be looking into that as the donations and the overall picture is clear. GG is called here. Randy Panda doesn't really have much left, and it is Matarifes taking the first game. Gonna take a quick look at the stats here, and then we'll be casting the second game between these 2 teams. So, no flaming here, please. Alright. So Malay kind of MVP this game. The elephants did the trick there. I mean, they're not the strongest, lacking the both the Castle Age and Imperial Age defense upgrades, but they are cheaper. Almost to the point of the price of a knight in the Imperial Age with the 40% discount that is now. So seem to have worked out there for Paniello. Not to mention the obvious advantage of going 66% faster up through the ages with the Malay. Very handy for any kind of map, but especially maps involving water. So that's a 1-0. Let's find the second game. Second game on Pilgrims. So that's a recurring map throughout the tournament, which is almost a bit surprising because it's kind of a weird map, as you'll see here once I have it loaded. Bad position. Yeah, so Pilgrims here. You start with a transport ship and 10 builders by the looks of it on an island, but as you can see the wood is very scarce. So yeah, I've seen different strategies here. The higher level teams seem to prefer dropping a TC on the starting island anyway to fight for water early on because there's so much fish here to be contested. But looking at the transport ship's movement here now, it might be that some of the players want to settle on the mainland. So this is Cunning Linguist's home map. These civs are reversed from the previous game as per the rules of my tournament. So they have Malay and Byzantines, both very strong civilizations or bonuses strong for water play. Yep, here comes Oxen with the TC. That's actually kind of late to decide on TC now at 1 minute 45 when you have all the villagers collected anyway at the small starting island like this. But that's fine, it's gonna go up. And something froze here. I think I might need to restart Capture H here. Hoping we won't have a crash. There we are. I will just pick up where we left off, I think. We didn't miss too much. Yeah, okay, so we see Paniello here actually going straight for the mainland. That's going to set back the early game a bit, but given the fact that Oxen was already kind of late to the TC completion here, the difference between the two is going to be negligible. Sick is also going straight for the mainland, so they are gonna... They're actually potentially gonna fall a little bit behind here. What's Randy Panda's plan here though? Yeah, also taking the mainland to yikes, that's rough spot for Randy Panda here. His TC is within range of naval aggression like galleys, war galleys, and whatnot. And I mean, 2 tiles of wall here, and Randy Panda will have to use transport ships to evacuate these villagers if he needs to. So that's an unfortunate TC spot compared to Paniello and Sick here. And yeah, villager count, Oxen is ahead here because he's the only one with TC up on the mainland, getting it up much sooner. 2 villagers lead already. Did they dock though? Where's the dock? Oxen, you're on Malay, where's the dock? The map's called Pilgrims. Starting at small islands, and you have to move to the mainland eventually for wood access, gold, and everything. So it's going to start with naval fighting usually, and then be fighting for land later. Let's speed it up a bit though, because yeah, nothing too exciting is going to happen until the fuel age. We're going to keep an eye on the eco situation here though. We see Pandelo especially behind here with the Indians. 17 villagers and has a dock up but just now produced the first fish. So that's has a little bit to do with the placing the TC on the mainland, I guess. They're really gonna battle for the mainland here. I've seen this map play out almost like Black Forest on land at some point because of the way it's shaped, the ease of walling and the masses of wood and choke points and whatnot. But Matarifes, they are up to the fuel age first, well, not like the previous game, but the previous game they did win water, regardless. And yeah, Panelo definitely scrambling to fight for naval control here with 3 docks up with Indians already. So that land control, early land access might come in handy after all. Thanks for the follow, Trashbag Junior. I think yeah, we'll be getting to you guys set later. We have the lower elo sections before that's the 1250 to 1500 after this one. A couple of games, a couple of sets, and then yeah, we go. So long day of casting ahead here. Oxen with the galleys here with the Malay. They have the ability to hit and run. I'm not sure what's better against fishing ships. It's probably fire galleys better against fishing ships, but with galleys you have the option to hit and run. So if Oxen is paying attention here, which he should, he's gonna be able to focus down the fire galleys here through hit and run because they only have so much range. There is fletching in for Oxen as well, so he has that extra range and damage, but actually being contested in numbers here now. Randy Panda with 1 fire galley on the way, but in return also going to the castle age, so that means that the Indians player will be able to if he wants to contest water, he'll have these superior ships in terms of fire ships and war galleys and whatnot, or he could just move onto the field and contest the land and extend the Indians' boom on land here over the woodlands and whatnot. Oxen with a 7-1 KD though, so he's made had good micromanagement here with the galleys, but looks with. Yeah, he has the numbers here. That's one stray galley that it's kind of blocking the other fire galleys here, but he's gonna hit and run and yeah, chase these fire galleys as he should. We have the Indians all the way up here now, so Randy Panda could definitely contest the land now. I said the Indians, but he's the Byzantines, of course, not the Indians. And he has the barracks up already. Maybe he's going for a trash rush, or maybe he's just going for some cavalry or archers or whatnot here to challenge the other two players' position on land. Thanks for the follow, Tarauxapen. A little bit surprised Randy Panda isn't supplying more water, but I guess FC is the idea here to get to the fire ships and really take advantage of the stronger ships and faster firing rate. More hit points, right? That's probably the main difference. Same range, but should be more damage output as well, shouldn't it? I think it's 2 more damage. In the meantime, we have Panelo walling out his opponent on land here. No team walls for these guys. They're just going to be separated and give Indians the chance of a free boom here, and Sick is just going to have to deal with whatever Byzantines sends his way. Seems like water domination for Cunning Linguist though, and that means that they'll have more consistent fish access as well, and hence a better economy overall. 44 and 42 builders here. Wheelbarrow now for Oxen, and then probably clean Castle Age after that. Let's see the economy set up here. Oh, you played against Nixishin. Yeah, you're probably around roughly the same elo. Fantastic naval aggression here for Oxen. He's killed 14 eco units. That would essentially be fishing ships. Yeah, Oxen has taken some serious responsibility for water here, and it's working out. It bought Randy Pan time to get to that castle age, get to the fire ships. And while Matarifes took land early and are now expanding, they are losing water and they are losing out on lots of fish here. Well, what's this? Market, lumber camps. Yeah, Oxen could expand here once the cast age sets in, but he needs to get to the cast age now, though. They won the water. It's about time to get an economy running to get to the cast age. Could drop a few farms here, even being Malay. On land, have they walled like Black Forest? Not quite, but they could. They could just wall this one, and then bye-bye Randy Panda. Sick with the Hunt's Cav Archers here. Let's see if they have... Yeah, they have Yellow's position scouted, so Sick should definitely wall this section. And this one as well. Just so small pieces to cover. Yeah, here as well would be needed. Vanilla with the camels, and Randy Panda going for the Byzantines Knights here. They don't have bloodlines, so they are falling behind to both Huns and Indians in that regard. Indians with camels and Huns with bloodline Knights. And now a stable as well, but that's not for Knights. For Sick at this point, Sick will be going into the Bloodlines and Husbandry for the Cav Archers here. And yes, 7 Cavalry Archers, not any too impressive army number on land here for Matarifes, but they're okay, on equal cost. Cast Lage Camel from Byzantines beat Indians. How much is the discount? I have a hard time believing that the discount can be that huge for it. Isn't it like on 10 or 15%? Okay, 25%. Yeah, probably then. Probably been true numbers then. I would never go Byzantine camels against Indians camels, so I might as well just make the cheap pikemen, right? Much more efficient. Okay, looks like they're gonna double up on Randy Panda here, and I mean, I'm really not liking Cunning Linguist's establishment on land here. They're so close to the edge, and they're staying close to water where they have their armies, but yeah, they need to get further in on land, otherwise they'll never be able to get in. Yeah, there are the walls from Sick. And he doesn't have that one walled, doesn't he? Not have it scouted. He has it scouted. Alright, it's walled here, so never mind. Actually, it's fine. They're kind of being pushed off the corners here, but we see Oxen expanding a bit to the side there. So and that's not scouted. So there's still potential for Oxen to hit from the other side with the Malay with some kind of push from that side. They also have an amazing eco lead now with 35 builders ahead, essentially here. Randy may die. Yeah, the positioning is bad. But overall military situation, I mean, it's numbers extending for Cunning Linguist on land as well. But the Byzantine camels will... Okay, there aren't really enough cavalry archers here to be scary for the Byzantine camels, but Indians and Byzantine camels in roughly equal numbers here, and when that is the case, the Indians should win. Yeah, he has the fish eco. And he has some farm eco as well, but yeah, Cunning with full control over the sea. They've even taken out whatever is left of Matarifes' position on water here. But they casted the game yesterday on Pilgrims as well, where one team was holding the water, and they still lost. So land matters here as well, because that's where the wood is, that's where the gold is, that's where the stone is. And if you can get the cast lap on the shoreline, you could always drop some new docks and make a comeback on water. If you are a civilization with an Imperial Age Navy, that is, if you have fast fire ship or these kinds of things, cannon galleon. Good engagement from Randy Panda here. Did he clean up here? I think he took out all of the cow archers. More stables going up now. It's really just playing the cheap business scouts here, and these stables are kind of acting like a wall as well. Start the game already. Yes. Yeah, so the push ends on this side, but on the right-hand side we have Matarifes with the Indians camels here scouting. Oxen's positioned over here. Managing to get in there, but now Stonewall's down here. I think Oxen's gonna save these 5 builders after all. Shouldn't be a big concern for Paleno. No reason to punch through here. Just keep the Tisa idle and focus down the production buildings maybe or something. Depending on the crossbow numbers though. When you see the flag on the range, it could be 10. How many? 10 crossbows in each of these, and if there are 20 crossbows here, then Panelo can't take that engagement, even with Indians with extra pierce armor on the camels. But he's going for it, and I think it's the right call, even though you don't know how much is inside of here. If you take out the production buildings, Oxen will have to rebuild them and will have a rougher time remassing units. Randy Panda compensating for being pushed off the map the previous game. He had a good boom on Nomad the previous game as well, but that got heavily contested. Now he's establishing it, and it's already at 106 villagers here. Setting up nicely for an Indian's Imperial Age and Imperial Camels unlocking here. He's not able to do much damage though, and he's lost a camel to conversion here as well. But Cunning Linguist, they are with the RB lead here, mainly thanks to the naval armies still out, of course. Ooh. Castles for both players here. I think Oxen is falling a little bit behind here in eco due to not producing builders consistently. He's been producing some here on land, but he needs to transport them to land as well to get them to work. He's probably working on it right now, doing exactly that. But the defensive castle goes up, that should limit enemy aggression. But he's firing at the castle and not the builders, so sadly that castle is going to go up, and Oxen will lose the few crossbows he has. Not the most amazing numbers of land units, land army for Oxen, but they buys enough time for the castle to go up, which is a good thing in itself here. But they go up more quickly to the Imperial Age, so he should... if he has the resources, he's still going to be able to beat Panelo to the Imperial Age, but that's not the case. Oxen is stuck in Castle Age for a while longer, relying on Randy Panda to push back and win the fighting here. And it's applying some good pressure. Both Malay and Byzantines have an imp advantage, yeah. Yeah, yellow going imp, that's also not surprising with the 4 TC boom that the Indians player has now, by now. 112 villagers, as fully boomed as can get. And I'm surprised by Sick didn't stonewall here actually, because palisade walls, they won't last due to cast and Imperial Ages. They need to be stronger, and there's a barracks over here. Might as well just stonewall behind that one to limit opponent entry. Randy Panda with a forward siege workshop here now. If he researches chemistry, he should be able to make bombard cannons as well, I think. Pretty sure Byzantines get those. Sick. Will Sick be able to deny this castle? Then what's the range of the cav archers? Can they range all the builders? Is delaying it for sure, but Imperial Age is in, and once this castle goes up, Randy Panda could start trapping down lots of production buildings and stuff here. Yeah, the castle goes up. I think it goes up. 3 mangonels to defend here. Doesn't get a hit, obviously. Good army management of Sick there, pulling the cav archers away. And... Hey, did you just make sunglasses on my drink emote, Magnolia? Nice. Nice. Yep, the castle is up, and it's even a Byzantine's castle. It has a ridiculous HP compared to generic castles. Cue those traps already, man. There we go. Nice. I believe Indians get bombard cannons as well, so they could be added from this side if need be. But this is going to be on Randy Panda to push like crazy. Does green have gold piles? Doesn't look like it. You're right. And he's lost control of the mainland because here there would be some gold over. Ah, no, wait, that's oxen, you sneaky bastard. Sorry. Yellow is Byzantines, not Indians. You're right. You still get some bombard cannons though. And I was thinking about the fact that Huns don't get those though. Huns have pretty lacking siege. They don't even get Onager, like is the case for Randy Panda here. Yeah, I've been saying Indians. No, this is full camel investment here. That's why I'm confused, because I know there's Indians on the field, but Panelo is on the other side making life hard for oxen on this side. Yeah, I've been talking about the Indians boom, that's right. Those Indians were yellow the previous game, so I have a hang up there on that. Yellow wasted so much time, yeah, but it's still pushing. And as Magnolia pointed out, I think Sick doesn't have gold access. I think he doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, it's out of gold. So bye-bye cav archers and upgrades. It does afford Bracer though. But the overall eco as well for the Huns player here, that's not looking too pretty. Byzantines heavy camels here now chasing down the cav archers, and you have onagers behind. This is triple gold combination for Randy Panda, but that 4 TC boom with the Byzantines here has allowed for this kind of investment. All of the range is going down here, so Sick won't be able to replenish cav archers numbers easily here either. And now we get to see the cheaper Byzantine camels against the Indians camels here, but rough equal numbers, right? Could change with some onager shots from behind, but the Indians camels obviously still stronger. They are lacking upgrades though. They are lacking that last defense upgrade that Randy Panda has, and that could sway the fights here, especially with onagers and castle fire and everything here. It's gonna be more even than you'd think with non-bloodline camels against Indian ones. Yeah, that's a good fight for... That's Imp Camel. No, Padelo doesn't have Imperial Camel. He has heavy camels. If he had Imperial Camel, that would still... they should win, I think. Even. Well, I mean, they don't get the last one, being Indians, but... Byzantines do, so that's the difference. It's red fighting blue much. I don't see. I'm looking at the army tabs here. I don't think Oxen is able to mass all that much to deal with blue here. His crossbows are providing though, and he's on the way to the imp now. Will be getting ballistics and eventually arbalest here. But the numbers, 4 ranges producing now. We have siege ram for the Byzantines here. And just going to focusing mainly on this side because I think that's the most important. You could even use the onagers to cut through the trees here to make pathing and entrance more easy here. Trying to focus. Oh. I tried to get it with an onager, but gets it with a camel in the end. Panelo with some raids on the other side here, but look at the army. I mean, yeah, the army count here, Cunning with 70 to 44 here. Maybe more even than it looks like because it's war galleys factored in the numbers here as well. But Randy Panda has a, should we call it, an undisturbed boom here to the edge? So maybe it was a good call after all to go to that section. Bringing in the ships here to fight. Don't stay on the shoreline though, then the camels will just slaughter you. Yeah, use the range. Yeah, probably got some camels there, so some value for the ships after all. But now look at the armies of Randy Panda. He's just insistent upon killing Indians with Byzantine camels here. 10 stables producing heavy camels. And but looks like Panelo won't really be able to afford Imperial Camel here anytime soon, so they needed help a while ago here. At least as an intermediary measure to hold off the Byzantine camels until the Indians can get to their fully upgraded camels, Imperial camels. Yeah, the siege ramps needs to go to work. They are just chilling out. Good army production for Cunning Linguist now. They actually have twice the army of Matarifes here and gaining more and more ground. They also have a very solid builder, convincing builder lead here, 80 or so builders, and they're raiding like crazy. There's a GG. Cunning Linguist take the game too, and the third game will be on Matarifes' map of choice, with Hidden Civ and Free Pick. So let's see here. GG indeed. Ends on a 1-1 for now, but we're going to find the third game as well. Beautiful uptime with the Malay there, taking some naval responsibility. And I'll find the last one. Third game on Bedouins. Okay, and yeah, it's Hidden Civ reuse allowed, so it's not like you are canceling out any civs. We have Matarifes map pick of choice, and I'd be surprised if they didn't go for Indians here, which they did. Yeah, looks like I'm doing a restart of Capture Age again, just to get it rolling. I'd rather have that than the whole stream crashing. So here we go. I'm gonna fix the names again. That's and the score, of course. So Matarifes took the first one, Cunning took the second one, and now that's the decider game between these players, these teams. The map is Bedouins. It's very shorefish heavy. It's similar to African Clearing. One difference being that you start with the horse for this one. Where's the horse? Yeah, there he is. So you get to scout more efficiently than on your Nomad maps in general. But in most cases, I'd say, even though there's better wood lines throughout the map here, so you don't have to go to the edge to get a decent wood source, it should play out quite similarly to African clearing. So we see the town center placement here, oxen dropping on a lake with shorefish here. Same for Panelo, they know the drill around here. Sayama as well, yeah, they're all placing the town centers on shorefish. And Oxen is gonna have a great time here against... oh wait, Pandelo is going to have a great time over here because he's sandwiched in the middle of Oxen and Ziniyamo here. With Sick to the left hand side here with the Mongols. Okay, solid as well. And yeah, probably gonna see some Mangudai here eventually. Why Berbers, the Super one? Many people, at least on the lower elos, they like Berbers for the faster moving builders for Nomad maps. Oxen with the Chinese, kind of like that for this map as well, because you collect the shorefish so quickly that you'll be looking at a very, very low idle tease time if you remember to force drop, that is. You should have a very minimum of idle time with the fast food source with the Chinese. There we go. So one thing about this map is that if Panelo's defense is on point here with the Indians, and he's in a good spot being Indians here as well because he's collecting shorefish faster, he'll be in fuel age faster, he should be able to be really annoying and to hold off against his two opponents here, so that his Mongols opponent is able to get a more or less complete free boom, which is dangerous with any civ, but even more dangerous with civs like Mongols or Celts or other civilization with an ridiculous siege in the Imperial Age, for example. I'm gonna speed it up a bit now, and we'll see what the Feudal Age brings us. I'll have a look at the scouting of the players as well, if they know the enemy locations. Looks like Oxen has seen the house and has an idea that Panelo might be here. Sick doesn't know the location through scouting, but his teammate has probably told him stuff. And Zeyamo is here and knows the TC location of Panelo. Did he actually? I think he actually lost the horse to enemy TC. It's a mill because we need that to go up, but next time take the shorefish first. It collects a lot faster than hunt. And also, yeah, there's shorefish next to it, easy to be taken. It's probably saving it for later. There's the Feudal Age for Oxen with the Chinese, so those 3 extra starting builders are paying off here, going up at 22 pop, and actually slightly beating Indians to it here, at least in terms of population. 1 more builder up here compared to the Indians. But what is Pandelo doing here? He's making militia, presumably to become arms here and towers. Okay, so he's gonna focus on Zeyabo here, on the Berbers player. Reasonable call as well when you are when you have Berbers and Chinese here, because Berbers are more or less a direct counter to Mongols. Their Genitors and unique unit Camel Archer can compete with Mangudai. Could be that this guy is just for extra scouting as well, after having lost the horse, but there we go. Zeyabo also on the way up here, with the second tower already going up here for Panelo. 3 on stone. I did place the TC on stone, in fact, so this may have been the plan all the way. Yeah, that angry housewife is going down, and here comes the stable for Zeyabo, going to play the scouts with the Berbers here, something that the Mongols player is probably doing as well. And let's see if our Mongols friend has some idea, knows the location of Oxen, I think. Stream is gonna be long. Yeah, 5 or 6 sets to cast, so it will be a long session, I think. But will be like that today. Alright, good luck, Venture Baba. See you around later. So we see the players making scouts here, basically everyone making scouts except for the Indians, surprisingly enough. But with an early feudal age uptime, you could easily go towers as well. I'm just not confident that Panelo's towers are doing enough here. They're denying fish, perfect. They're denying lots of food income from the Berbers. Also forcing Zeyabo to go to stone here to get some defensive towers up. But now, with these scouts out, maybe you could put a stopper to the next 2 towers that Panelo might drop here. Oxen trying to get some hits in on Panelo's eco, but he's walled here and also has Spearman out on strategic spot to fend them off. In the meantime, Sick has found Oxen's shorefish here and no Spearman to defend here. There are enough villagers to try and take out the scout, maybe, but yeah, Oxen, you need Spearman. There we go. Spearman entering the field, taking the woodline here as well. So yellow and blue, they're going to stay quite close to the bigger woodlines here. That might benefit them in the long run. Even Oxen is going for the scouts, but that's a perfectly viable play with the Chinese, of course. You could actually have a quicker and smoother scouts build with the Chinese due to the extra starting builders you get. Yeah, the scouts are doing work here. Let's see for the Eco KD if we have it here. Sick killing 2 builders. Wait, is that? Yeah, that's Eco KD. But Pandela has lost 2 builders as well. Probably the tower builders forward here got lost somewhere. Sick is with a very quick cast list here though, given the scouts investment is up ahead of most of the others here, walling off a bit here with the Mongols, gone to stone. So plans for an eventual castle here and the Mangudai, but there's still 200 stone to go until the first castle here. Heavy on the wood and gold here. Will be pumping out those Mangudai soon enough. Hey Crawdad, welcome. And there's the first knight out for Sick here. So he's going to play knights first and then into Mangudai later. I like that. You need some intermediary measure to defend yourself and do some damage while getting to the Mangudai 2 stables, in fact. Going to capitalize on the earlier uptime and very likely get some good raids in here. But Spearmen, because Spearmen, they're really not a threat against Castle Age Knights with some decent upgrades. No Bloodlines yet though for Matarifes, so if you want to play the Knights and you have Bloodlines as Civ, that's one you want to rush. Preferably get on the way up to the Castle Age. Because when you open the scouts, you'll generally have a solid food economy behind it, and when you start going to gold, you should be able to afford Bloodlines while you're on the way up to the Castle Age to play the Knights. And you'll need those upgrades whether you're going for Knights or Cavalry Archers or Mangudai anyway. So we have the Castle Age on the way for the Berbers as well. So that's going to be dangerous for the Mongols Knights investment, because if Zeamos Eco can support it, the Berbers will be able to pump out cavalry cheaper and more efficient than the Mongols. But again, the placement of Zik is just fantastic here. That castle is good as well, I'd say. It covers the stone, covers the gold, it covers the point of entry here if any of the opponents will try to break through. Can't help but feel like I'd want the castle in the front closer to the enemy bases and covering the gold specifically there to still deny entry in this area, and the walls as well. There's some scouting lacking here, so you'll still vulnerable to the side here with scouts or knights or whatnot able to run through here. Zeabo with a castle on the woodland here really wants to protect that wood and the starting TC. Maybe take down some towers as well, but being forced really down in the corner here. This is like less than 10% of the map, so not an ideal spot for Zeabo with the Berbers here. Not stressing the castle. What's the military situation? Cunning, Linguist slightly ahead here. But Zik is getting some good raids in here, some sick raids you might say. And has now, in fact, no, that's the KD. 62 KD, that's amazing. Only lost 2 units here. And now with actually the largest and best army here. If he spots Oxen's numbers here, could engage, but he doesn't have bloodlines. Does not have +2 armor. But this is just such a... I think it's almost worth it taking the game, taking the fight anyway, if you're planning on going Mangudai after this, because Oxen, he just now hit the castle age. You have a perfect shot at taking out lots of archers here before Oxen can get the crossbow accurate. No, just fight! Don't let him get crossbow for these 20 archers, whatever it is. Don't be scared. Yeah, right, Zeabo is coming here with the Berbers Knights as well. Zeabo also lacking bloodlines. So either they're struggling heavily with eco here, or they're just forgetting that it's a thing for cavalry. Oxen with fleeing to the north here is going to place DC in the far north, but why not? In the meantime, Indians and elephant archers. You don't see those a lot. Probably a good match for the to take out any Berbers camel archers here, but really not a unit you see every day. Elephant archers. Oh, there's more. There's 2. It's actually committing to the elephant archers here. Awesome. Meanwhile, the Mongols player has gotten bloodlines for the 9 knights here. And Oxen trying for an engagement together with Zeabo here. Good teamwork. Knights and crossbows together. And they might get some snipes on the woodlands and cripple the Mongols player here. They will not want the Mongols player to get to fully upgraded Mangudai, obviously. But Zeabo needs to deal with the situation at home as well. And he's probably never seen elephant archers, so he might be looking at the tech tree now and see what the heck counters elephant archers. Halberdiers are decent if they can get close enough, but actually Berbers don't get those, even if it had been in Imperial Age here. Matarifes has a 20-ish villagers lead as well, 22, 23 something. They seem to have a little bit less army though. Yeah, you really need +2 armor for the knights if you want to try and contest crossbows. Another castle goes up. Good point. Monks is probably good against small groups of elephant archers. Let's see their range actually. Yeah, monks should outrange those big time, but I mean, if you get to a mass of them, they're considered useless in most cases, but they are also hard to kill because they have 280 HP. I played like more than 3,000 games on AoE 2 DE alone, and I've met elephant archers maybe 3 times total. So I wouldn't know. I never encountered them in single or in mass. Is that another castle? Is he actually gonna go? This is just a meme. He's not going full elephant archers here. The fun fact, actually, none of the players have horse collar, so they're farming like crazy. But they were forgetting important farming upgrades here. They have wheelbarrow, some of them though. That's at least boosting the speed of the farmers. So they are kind of delaying this castle, but not stopping it. I wonder if camel archers would do okay-ish against the elephant archers, because they do counter cavalry archers. I don't know how they would deal with elephant archers, but that HP difference is always going to be an issue. 2 more town centers now for the Mongol players, probably making Mangud die as well. Not really, not yet. But extending the economy and setting up for the Imperial Age follow-up a bit. Looking for blood with the knights here, and that house finds an opening. So Oxen's Woodline is kind of in danger now. There's some good raids from Sick, who again has yeah, 8-6 eco KD there, so at least killed more villagers than... Ooh, he might be trapped now. Killed more villagers than he's lost. There's the Imperial Age for the Indians as well, which means that the position of Zainamo of Yellow is in danger here, because there are 2 castles here to provide trebuchets once that Imperial Age kicks in, and I'm pretty sure Zainamo is not close to an Imperial Age transition here. As the Mongols player is trapping yet another town center here, and even though only with 59 builders now is going to, if he starts producing out of them, will be able to have a very strong economy leading into the next 2 ages as well. Knights are doing work. Stonewalls for Oxen here to make sure the TC goes up at the very least, so he can garrison. Still only +1 defense for the Knights, so they'll be weak to arrow fire still. But the main issue here is in the south, where the yellow player can't really comfortably escape here. We even have walls here from Sick on this side. He doesn't know about the TC over here, so hopefully he will not be able to complete the walls here. But if he can, then yellow is effectively trapped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you're entering into dangerous territory here, woman. She saw the farms. She got scared. So it is camel archers. Okay, let's see the upgrades here. Yeah, Bodkin is in. First defense in. Some decent raids here as well. But now both of Matarifes are in the Imperial Age. Wall out enemy TC, big brain play. Yeah, trap it within your own walls. That's nice. Oh, you should have placed it here. Done a Castle Age douche. That would be the ultimate troll play, but obviously you need the stone for the Mongols castles. Enter the knights here. They still don't have +2, so they can't deal with Oxen's numbers here. And think about the crossbow investment here now. If Pandelo actually makes use of the castles now and doubles up on the elephant archers, that's actually a good kind of a counter, call it that, to crossbows, because they're both kind of slow-moving units, and the hit points alone of the elephant archers, that's going to allow you to get many shots in on the crossbows. So not really making that much army here. Pandelo going for the Indians camels actually. Trev is out, and I think Zayawa will lose this castle now, so that should be putting a stopper to the Camel Archers production. Yes, 12 of them. and hunting villagers to the best of his ability. Lacking ballistics, which is important for accuracy, but definitely getting some raids in here and getting some eco kills. So it's definitely army that's getting value here. Padelo not too stressed too stressed out about this. I think you could just trap that one as well, but he needs more army. And camels, they're not gonna do well against crossbows. But there we have Sick in the Imperial Archers as well. Has started making a few Magadai now, but making mainly knights. +2 defense is in now. And the trebuchet is now starting to contest this Chinese castle. Oxen set up nicely for a reboom in the north here, but maybe it won't be enough. 130 to 95 here, and Zenyava only with 31 villagers. Yeah, it's been quite close, and Cunning Linguist, they have more army, but they're just not being active enough with it. Oxen needs Imperial Age here now, needs to get to Arbalest, then this becomes very dangerous, but until that happens, his teammate is kind of dying here. Does Green know about this TC now? Yeah, knows about it, so could actually send the Knights down here to really take Yellow out of the game here. House Walls going up now. Saw the Knight maybe, or so something. But the castle goes down for Oxen, and yeah, mix of Knights and Camels here for Matarifes to play that mobility into the rest of the map here. You know, there's something down here as well that could be contested, and this TC. There is a chance that Zenabo could be defeated here, actually. Sauerkraut Gaming. What's that? Enter the Indians camels. They have bonus against buildings as well, and there's no Berber's army here to stop them. We have Yellow going Imperial Age as well, but with 28 villagers to back that, what's that Imperial Age going to give him? Might even lose this TC. If the tribes come over this way, and they do, that Imp TC is going to die. That's going to go down. Yeah, that Imperial Age is not going to kick in for the Berbers here, that's for sure. That Imp TC goes down. And now Yellow probably wondering, why do I have so many resources? What happened? So attempts at raiding here, but the castles and TCs and whatnot are getting some hits in on the few camel archers here. Cunning Linguist, 74 military still. Oxen still has the crossbow mass, but that's about what they have going for them here. And with Berbers wiped out from the game, I don't think Oxen can fight this 1v2, even with the decent Chinese boom that he has going here. Or the potential for it anyway. Yeah, look at the population here for Xenia, but look at the overall population. In fact, 160 to 206 is just Oxen and his crossbows remaining here. Camel archers wiping out the... Oh, let's see the pikemen. Villagers fighting elephant archers. The pikes are doing decent, it seems, but the camel archers, elephant archers are also lacking upgrades here. But that's a meme if I've ever seen any, and now the trebs might die to villagers and pikes as well. "22 villagers, and most of them are fighting here for Yellow. While Oxen is doing his best with the Arbalest to deal some damage here, but I think we're past the point where Cunning can make a comeback here. The score's not quite even either. It's huge score lead from Matarifes here. And these builders, yeah, this TC is down even. Xenia is without a TC, without any significant army. There are some pikes and knights here somewhere. But now Zik is gonna. They're going for the defeat here. They wanna take yellow completely out of the game here. Walls are paying off. Yeah. Stopped the escape there. Okay. GD calls the GD at 2 pop. I like that. Yellow fighting to the last breath and did get to kill some trebs and even elephant archers with builders. Here we go. Just to browse through the stats here, and we'll be moving on to the moving up one elo section to the 1250 to 1500. Resource collection is not that far off Berbers, at least one, but Xenia was under heavy pressure from the very beginning as well. The Mongols, fast castle here. Knights with better upgrades could have done a lot better, I think. But all in all, well played by Wolf. Seems cool to see a 2-1 set between these. And good luck next to Matarifes.